Every attempt towards success is heralded by an unwavering sense of belief in our abilities. Good morning to one and all present here. Little Flower School is one of the most accomplished schools of Jamshedpur, steered by our paramount vision to foster excellence in academics and extracurricular activities alike. Quantum is Little Flower School's celebrated inter-school fest, which annually witnesses eager participation from ardent students all over the city. Cynosure is Quantum's renowned oratory event, with its first round being a cogent group discussion on pressing topics. We are pleased to have Mrs. Daisy Singh join us as the judge for today's discussion. An esteemed alumnus of Little Flower School, Mrs. Daisy Singh is a high school English teacher in the LFS family itself. Having a master's in English, she holds a strong command on the language like nobody else. Her love for debating has made the school proud a number of times when the students trained under her won laurels at national debate competitions. She herself has been chairperson at many prestigious debates. Moving forward, about the event. The prelims of Cynosure will be a group discussion. Think of the group discussion as a on the given topic. That is, everyone must get a chance to speak with no interruptions directed at individuals, only at opinions. Don't get defensive if someone disagrees with you. Evaluate both positions and stand up for what you believe is right. Be proactive and listen respectfully. Listening is just as important as speaking. Ultimately, don't get stressed out. Have fun with it. The rules for this event are as follows. Participants will ensure that the cameras are switched on throughout the group discussion. The group discussion is supposed to last for 25 minutes. Please respect the timings of the event. Please refrain from mentioning your school name at any point in the meeting. Do not dominate the conversation. Everyone must get a chance to speak. No arguments must be directed at individuals, only at ideas or opinions. Refrain from using inflammatory language. Do not interrupt any participant. Listen respectfully and actively with an ear to understand the other's viewpoint. The topic for today's event is the billionaire space race at its core is merely a fancy waste of resources with negligible achievement of humanity. All the best participants. I now request any one of you to come forward and start the group discussion.
May I? This is Team Cetus.
Please.
Okay. So first of all, a very good morning to one and all present here. So I came across this very funny quote that I would like to mention. It says that the richest man on earth wants to live in Mars. And I feel that is so true and relevant to the pertaining time that we are having right now. Now, the topic given for today is extremely grave and relevant. So, evaluating both positions, I would like to mention the first plus points of the space science and the money invested by the billionaires in space science. So, the first very important point that I feel is that it provides a plethora of opportunities for people who want to excel in this field. And according to the statistics, it is clearly mentioned that space science is a research center which is going to boom in the next 10 years. So with that said, I guess billionaires, if they are investing in such a thing, is very important. But besides these, there are some irrelevant causes also. And for now, I would like someone to continue.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, everybody. I'm from the team Karina. Okay, so I really liked Team Cetus, how she started with the richest man on earth wants to live in Mars. But I think that equally it's their achievement of being a billionaire, and it's their own struggles. I think there are a lot of problems apart from being going to the Mars and itself making it an achievement because it's their own hard-earned money, and it's their own created personality and everything. It's because of that they have got the recognition. I think the money invested on these projects could have been invested on better ones. I think one of the projects I am very dedicated to is reducing pollution. It's because pollution is affecting everybody in ways of mental health, physical health, and how it has impacted the world in several ways. And in fact, there is world hunger. And if we see Afghanistan is suffering so much from, I think, their humanity is being sacrificed for a benevolent God. And that needs to get more recognition than going to Mars and sitting there for some few minutes. I think we are somewhere losing our humanity in some ways. Thank you.
I would like to disagree with your point that you made that Jeff Bezos, it's his money that he earned it. Jeff Bezos is not rich because he has worked hard. Jeff Bezos is rich because he had exploited his own workers. During the pandemic, all of his Amazon drivers lost all of their life insurances. All of the workers in the third world countries are poorly paid, especially in China. He has a big company there in China, and they are not well paid workers. Even in USA, the daily first of all, the unemployment rate has went up so high in USA. Many people are losing their life insurances. Also, it's $9 per hour the work, okay, and the basic cost of living there is literally $24. So you can imagine how bad exploitation is happening there. So Jeff Bezos definitely not has earned it the right way, his money. Second of all, I do understand that he had himself said that this cost of going to space is so that he could, research how heavy industries can work in space to stop pollution in the earth. But the whole thing is that when he is promoting this tourism to space, that is causing more pollution than it ever did before. So, like, what is the point of all that? It is just as bad it was.
I feel that's a very strong point put by both the teams. And here I would like to say that the point of loss of capitalism is being not mentioned by other country people as well. Loss of capitalism is something that, can lead to the great downfall of the economy of each and every country. And the countries who are directly or indirectly involved in it are somehow harmed. So loss of capitalism, I feel, is one of the greatest drawbacks of billionaires investing their money in such projects. And yes, as you mentioned, there are more, I believe that there are more grave and serious issues that need to be concentrated, such as climate change, pollution. And also during this COVID pandemic, if we go through, these billionaires, if we see, have not done anything significant. Like even people from us, like people who are middle class people like us, were investing in some or the other sort of investment so that we can get some returns and help others as well. We were having certain kinds of NGOs, of being a part of NGO, or even having webinars held for people so that they can come across and share their stories. But these billionaires, like to name a few, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, they have not done anything significant in this pandemic also. So how can we expect that going to Mars becomes so important that we are losing on humanity on Earth? I don't feel that it's that true.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think
I
I
wish to continue the thing further.
I would like to say that
Okay.
thank you. A very good morning, everyone. This is Team Phoenix, and I want to say that though I respect your opinion, but I'm sorry I do not agree with it. I feel that what Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk has done, it's their own hard work. It's their it's their success.
it's their hard work, it's their money. It's so I think they have the right to do anything with that. It's like it's their resources, so they have the right to invest anywhere they would like to. And it's not that space research has not benefited us. Common humanity has also benefited from space research, because many uh, many technologies, uh, including medical science, and then many important ones are GPS, artificial limb, and surgeries, and many things we have, from NASA, which they had gathered from space. I feel that they have done a very good thing by investing in space research. Although yes, some important factors are there, like they should have invested in um, problems of common humanity, but I think that's the prime concern of the government, not the billionaires. And government should look after being so rich. America, as we consider, America is so rich, China is so rich. So controlling the pandemic, I think that it is the duty of the government. Yes, some citizens as well, but being billionaires, I think they're doing a very good job, because somewhere or the other, our knowledge is expanding when they are going for space researches. It has benefited all of us, like for several reasons, for several fields. And I feel that they are doing a very good job by investing in space research. So
I would like to
Yeah.
disagree
I'd
with your
like to
points
continue.
respectfully.
Hmm.
Sorry, you should continue.
Okay. I like to just change the topic here because we are not only talking about world billionaires, we are talking about our country also, India. What I am going to continue is we are having billionaires like Mukesh Ambani and Ratan Tata who are working really hard for our country, who are paying really good amount to our country last year in the pandemic. We can see their worth. Like we generally, I'm not talking about Mukesh Ambani because he is what he is. He had worked really hard from the since the last 20 years for what post he is now. Like we have been saying him in the I think top 10 list in a word. If I talk about Ratan Tata, I'm not talking about if he is in the list or not, but he is really working hard for our country. And being a billionaire, he is really not even that much having a criteria of yes, I'm a billionaire, yes, I can do, or he is only he's not even having a big house like Mukesh Ambani or even Jeff Bezos, or even I'm talking about any Facebook things. So let's talk about India here. We're talking about India billionaires. And if we see, then India is really working hard for the whole country or even the world. So here I would like to change the topic. If you're talking about billionaires, just think about how India is working hard for its country, not about the world. If people are trying to go Mars, just be that. We can see the future in the next 2 or 3 years. That would change and the image would change.
Okay, so from here, I would like to continue. This is from Team Mensa. I feel that investment in technology as well as in humanity should be balanced, so to avoid stagnation of development. So also, I feel that space exploration gives us benefit that, but doesn't give us direct benefits, and it is dangerous as it is prone to environmental accidents. And talking about major issues, one of the major issues that I feel in India is poverty. So I feel that billionaires can they can, instead of investing in space, they can be little humane, and they can help in reducing poverty for the nation, so that it will be beneficial for all over the country. So I feel this.
Here I would like to continue.
Can I get
Last,
into the conversation? I
okay,
think
let me speak one thing.
okay.
Okay. She was talking about something that poverty is increasing in India. That we all know that poverty is generally increasing in India. But when we talk about something like Corona pandemic, the billionaires are billionaires. Indian billionaires were the first one to come across to help the Indian government or the Indian citizens to fight the Corona pandemic. Last year, Ratan Tata almost transferred a lot of oxygen that we in Jharkhand people have not benefited at all. But yes, Tata had helped a lot of Indian citizens last year. Maybe may that can hurt our Jharkhand people, because we many of Jharkhand employees have lost their job because they had no oxygen at that time. But still, Ratan Tata, not thinking about their own citizens, helped the entire country at the time of pandemic, and that is what I think billionaires should do. Not talking about the world, because Jeff Bezos is not in our country. We talk about our billionaires, that is Ratan Tata, and not even Ambani. He is what he is doing for our country, that supplying insecure data and all that. But that is not what our youth need at this time. We need we need more criterias to study, right? We have to own our own colleges and universities for less fees and all. So if they can help us in that way, we can surely make a good youth in the future, in the coming
So
future.
I would
That's a
like
very
to
strong
say,
point
with your
made by
opinion.
you.
I wanted to
can I?
okay,
Okay,
Sure.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I was just going to say this. It's a very small point I want to make, that India, the billionaires, first of all, I don't think they still qualify as billionaires. Second of all, even if they do, they're not the one participating in the space race. And we're talking about the resources that are being wasted because of the space race. So it's not entirely the point that, oh, the people are working hard. Doesn't count. First and second of all, most of the people are very patronizing towards billionaires, and I don't understand why. They are so exploitative. Okay, think of the industrialization revolution that happened in England. All of us have studied about it. All of us has known how poor the workers' conditions are and how bad they were exploited, how children were made to work. And this still happens. And that is why they are billionaires. I don't believe that they have earned their money. They have exploited the people. They don't give the people the amount of money that they deserve for the work they do. Amazon has a policy of 8 hours of work without any breaks. If you look up the stats, most of the Amazon workers end up with a heavy amount of PTSD and all other mental illnesses. So I don't believe that billionaires have earned the money to go to space and do whatever they like. Second of all, they don't get as much taxed as we do. Even the top billionaires don't get enough taxed as much as they should be. There is not enough taxation on the rich. That is another problem. So I believe we can't really talk about Indian billionaires because they don't even qualify in the subject that we are talking for.
That's a
think
very
they do
strong point
qualify.
made by you. But here I would like to mention the basic difference between investment and spending. When you invest in something, there is a possible chance that you are going to get some return and you are going to benefit from it. But when you spend, it's basically spend thrift without the word thrift in it, which means that you are not going to return and you're not going to get anything in return. So it becomes very important for people like these billionaires to invest in people of the human race, like the humanity, because if we are going to invest in people who are in on earth, we are surely going to get returns in a very good amount. And as you mentioned, like the topic that they are exploiting the workers, they are no, not much taxes are levied on them, and that is very true. Even I was going through the same statistics, and I came across that the cess and everything that we pay is much less than what they pay. So increasing their increasing their taxes would something that can benefit others as well, and can be used in some investment work and not in just spend.
I
completely
definitely
agree with your
agree with
point.
it because I
Yes,
think
investment could
the
help, and
difference
taxing
eh,
them more heavily could help the resources of India. And but I feel that it's their own hard work. They have earned it. Why they will do something spend, because they should not expect anything in return. As a citizen of India, they should spend on people, on the resources, on strengthening the economy of India. But I think they are doing their part. They have in the even in this Corona pandemic, they have given their share, and you can't expect them to give everything and be on roads, right? Because they have earned it. It's their talent. It's their own hard work. They have earned it, and I think they have done their very bit. And rest all, I think, is the responsibility of the government to manage its people, to look for its people. And I feel that, yes, you said that Amazon is exploiting people, but I think people has their own right. No one is forcing them to do work there. They are doing with their own will. They're doing with their own wish. And I feel like if they were getting so less wages, why to work there? Because they have the mindset, because they have the mind that yes, they'll get promoted, yes, because their chances are well, yes, because their prospects, their future career, it's going well, so they are doing work there. And I feel that Amazon is not exploiting people. I think it's using its work. And if you have to earn money, you have to do hard work. You can't be sitting at home and saying that I want to earn money, and you feel that you will get money. No, if you want money, you have to work hard. And they are working hard, the workers are working hard. And I feel that whoever, we have many laws that respect the working of people in such areas. We have minimum wages for them. And I think if that is qualified, I think that limits are set by the government itself. And if that is satisfied, then yes, they are doing a great job. I think space search has a lot of do. We have a lot of knowledge to it, which is yet to explore. And I feel that they are contributing in increasing the knowledge of not only their own country, but also to the people all around the world.
I would
There
like
is
to
a
ask a
major
question
Actually,
here.
difference.
I would like
Yeah,
to
go
ask a
ahead.
question here.
I liked 2 points here from the CETIS and phonics. First of all, there's difference between investment and spending. That's right. There's difference between investment and spending. And if I have to judge it in one sentence, that the billionaires are in the space race are actually spending their money and not investing. And this is the truth. This is exactly the truth. The people working with them may benefit from it. But the point where we talk about humanity or people getting in return from something out of this project, I think it's null. And I liked Phoenix's point also, which said nobody is forcing you to work in those companies, and nobody is forced, and there's no way you will be exploited. And I think that's a great point because people want to work with them. It's their choice. And if they are exploited, it's because they chose it. And one other point I liked from Tunica. No, wait. From Fornax, she talked about Indian billionaires and how they have done little or even more somewhere about curbing the problems that we are facing in the society. And I think the statistics says that there's still gender inequality, and no one country in the world can yet say that they have achieved gender equality. And one of the main points that I know about employment here in India is that women participation is so less. I think Indian billionaires could have done something about this because they are living in India and they know the situations about India. And I think investing on projects or spending on projects, there have been very less chances that they have took up something which will benefit either them to be gain popularity all over the world or even have something to give to the people. I think I like Ratan Tata's view of giving back to the society. Say he's not a businessman, he's an industrialist. And I think that has to be the view, serving the humanity, because we generally, common people, even if we think about earning some money, we have some point of donating it to others so that people in the future will think about saving one life, because change cannot happen at one time. It's one person, one thing at a time.
Okay, so I would like
I
to
would like
piggyback
to
off of
ask a
Phoenix's
question here.
point.
I would
Sorry,
like to ask
can
a
I
question.
just one point? Okay, just
Okay.
one point I would like to make, that as Phoenix stated, that these people are not, asking for getting exploited, and I think that's so tone deaf to say. Okay, so the hourly pay for a worker in Amazon in USA is $9 an hour. Okay, and the basic cost of living a life, like a very simple life in USA, should be $24 an hour. They don't even give them that. After the industrialized revolution, they had, during the World War II, they had a workers' revolution where they did this thing where the wages would be higher and the working conditions should be nicer. this is a standard place of working. The company should follow that thing. If they're not following the basic rights, then the company itself is at fault. It's not the people. Second of all, people work in these places because they don't have anything else to do. In the pandemic, it has become even harder for them to work. So like where else will they work? That's the point, right? So it's not that they're choosing to be exploited. It's the company job to not exploit them. I don't get how you can blame the victim in the sense. If an abuser abuses someone, do you blame the victim? Do you say that, oh, you are the one who's getting abused? That's the thing. But I do agree that, okay, some billionaires do work for their own money. I do agree with Phoenix on that point. But it's very, very tone deaf to say that, oh, they're getting exploited. They are not. They are under the system, which makes them work these hours, and they don't deserve that. And we have to fight for that.
Exactly, I
I would
agree
like
to
to ask
that.
a question
And
here. One question.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry for the
Okay.
interruption, participants, but please wind up in 4 minutes.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to ask a question here.
Yeah.
If one of us get the chance of getting into the CEO, millionaires company like Facebook and Google, what would our answers be? As a current youth, I would just grab that opportunity and work there without any thinking about any second doubt on it. Okay, so today, if we talk about current situations in India, we get to know that most of the IIM colleges, most of the MBA colleges like IIM and FMS, they provide largest salary, highest salary on the jobs on Amazon or Google kind of work, and people just can't wait to get their job. So know the difference between the things, because we do not want to get into short companies, huge companies, what we wish for as a current youth situation I'm talking about. So that is what billionaires have owned. They have owned a company for what we youth, I'm talking not only about India. If we would go on a world level, we would see that many of the youth situations have got their opportunities to work in Google and Amazon, and they are still satisfied. If we see, then many of the people are not even satisfied with any of the jobs. We would see, if I are talking about satisfaction kind of thing, we are not even satisfied with any work if we do. So it is not only dependent on something we are doing in Google and Amazon. If one person was talking about that exploiting kind of thing, the word exploitation is what our mentality is, because we have already thought that we are getting exploited in this company, no matter what or which company we are working in. So if we're talking about something like Facebook and Amazon, they are not exploiting us. Our own mentality does, because we cannot work in pressure situations. We want a higher job. That higher job we would only gain when we work harder, or we would do something like MBA or something master's degree. Then only we would get a higher job or higher post, so that we cannot work in pressure, or else we can work in something, we can pressurize someone. So that is our responsibility, not them. They will provide their job, they will do their work, they will provide their employees their work, and we have to do that. That is not exploitation at all.
Yes,
I
that's very
completely agree
true.
with your point.
I really
Can I
feel
speak?
that here is a strong, turncoat situation taking place, because one is saying something and the other is saying something. So, but I evaluate both the points, and I strongly feel that you have strong statistics to support that. So, because we are left with just 4 minutes, I would like to summarize the whole group discussion for our respected judge. So what we discussed basically was the idea of capitalism, that more investment of the people's money, the country's money, is being invested on space science, and the results are not benefited that much from people who are people like us, who are not being benefited to that extent. Secondly, there are more important issues, I feel, like climate change and the pandemic right now, women issue, and equality, gender equality, and things like that need to be mentioned. And space science obviously
Here,
is something that
one thing.
yeah.
In every question, we should not raise the question of something like gender equality or feminism. That is what I wanted to say, because we women or we girls have the right to do, in now situation, in the current situation of India I'm talking about, we can do anything we want to if we work hard, if we study hard. That is what I mean. It is not
That's
behind
very true.
anything.
That's
It is
very
not
true.
behind
But
anything.
listen,
Gender,
if you go through the
If we're talking
statistics now,
about,
you will.
I am talking about humanity.
And
You are
I,
talking about
I
gender
we
equality.
agree that
That's
we're
very.
getting equal
oh, wait,
chances, but the thing is, you're not Your case taken a
If you
workplace.
look through the statistics carefully, now you will realize that women, it's
Yes.
women's choice that they are not going
Women
to work.
get less
Exactly.
wages.
I
Yeah,
agree
exactly.
with you.
Less wages,
Agree with
less
you.
recognition, less promotion, and especially the topic
Less
of the
wages
safety.
and less recognition is that thing is true. But if
Yes,
we
and there's safety issues.
Okay.
There are no such norms built up by the companies for women's safety. Women's are, when I'm telling you the real statistics. I was reading through this article. It was published by Rebel, and they were saying that women in India, why the participation of women in such political issues or anything is so less, because women are more concerned about their safety. There are rape threats given to women. They are abused in front of people. Even if you go through the videos, you will realize in the whole parliament, women of India or any country are being abused. So obviously, pertaining to the self-respect, if women are not feeling comfortable in that
I
environment,
think
we
for
are not.
that we should question our government that they don't provide us that much
Exactly.
safety
It's
that
not
we
just
I
should.
don't think it's the billionaire that should be questioned, because
They are
women
not.
are not
They
going
should
to
not
work
be
is
questioned.
because of their fault. Because
Billionaires are running
government
the
is giving
company,
a
and if such,
reservation.
Thank you,
yes, yes, I
participants.
understand.
Government at this
Government
Exactly.
is
time is
doing. I
not a
think they're
billionaire.
doing everything so
Now,
that
please
they could.
stop. Thank you, participants.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
All of
Thank
you have
you.
put
Thank
up
you for
a
listening.
spectacular display of their ingenuity in the group discussion with your astute ideas and opinions. Now, I would like to invite our judge, Mrs. Daisy, to please come forward and address the participants with your valuable insights.
Okay. Can you see me, girls? Are you able to see me? Okay, I can
Yes,
see you.
ma'am.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
Given that you were just given 10 minutes time, you've done wonderfully well for yourself. Okay. You did have all your points in place, but you missed out on certain things like the amount of money that's required for space travel, how well it could be used here, what are the things that we could save Earth for, why is Earth better than space, all those little points. But then it's okay, I cannot blame you because you've got really less time, and you whatever you could gather within that time, you've really done well for yourself. Okay, uh, fine, smart girls, I love you all. And the way
Thank
you
you so much,
protected
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
women's
Love you too,
rights as
ma'am.
well, that's great. And
Means a
one
lot,
thing,
ma'am.
I am away from the topic, but this is it, that you are little girls, and when you grow, remember that we fight for equality, we don't fight for feminism. I do not like it when we say that we need our rights. I want that men should consider us equal. And so the
I
whole idea of
completely agree with
feminism,
you, ma'am,
as
in
soon
this
as we
case.
say that we want certain things, we want rights. No, we don't want rights. We want what is due to us. So we want equality. We want where men are. Okay? Okay,
Thank you
bye.
so much, ma'am.
Have a nice
Completely
day.
agree
Thank you
with
so
you,
much,
ma'am. Thank
ma'am.
you. It was a nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure all of us will imbibe the much needed takeaways from your advice and observations. I would now like to take the opportunity to present the vote of thanks for today's event. I would like to thank our principal, Sister Hilda D'Souza, for providing a platform to students to explore their skills, challenge themselves, and push their boundaries. I would like to express my gratitude to the eminent judges of Cynosure for taking out the time to join the Little Flower in identifying young talent. To all the principals, teachers in charge, and participating students, thank you for enthusiastically responding to LFS's call to join us on this extraordinary endeavor in times of unprecedented crisis. The exciting vision of Cynosure would have been non-existent without the incessant guidance of our teachers and the valuable inputs and hard work of all the students and staff in charge of organizing this event. Congratulations to all the participants for a fabulous performance. Last but not the least, thank you to the audience for gracing this event with your presence. Thank you.